What's up, Rockstars? Welcome back to my channel, and today is episode 4 of my self-care series. And today I want to talk about self-reflection, taking some time to think about where you are as far as self-care goes and how you can be better. And so what I'm going to be using today, just a little bit to talk about this, is this checklist. So this checklist was given to me at a training last week. So my school had a training called Self-Care, Resilience, and Trauma, and it's basically to remind teachers and everybody that kids have trauma and you don't know what your students are bringing with them every day, as far as things that could be happening at home and those kinds of things, but also us, and to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves and making sure that if we're going through something traumatic, that we're handling it in the best kind of way. So with this self-care inventory, I'm actually going to bring you guys up close a little bit and we'll look at it together. We're not going to go through everything. I'm not going to rate myself right now, but just to take a look at some of the things that you should be focusing on as far as self-care goes and just the categories. So let's take a look at it together. So this is the self-care inventory. That's what it's called, the self-care inventory. And it's broken down to different categories. So one of the categories would be physical self-care, and then each one of the sections has kind of a list of things that would be in that category, and then you're supposed to kind of rate yourself. Is it something you do frequently, occasionally, rarely, never even occurred to me? So the first section is physical self-care. Talks about eating regularly, eating healthy, exercise, making sure that you have the proper medical care, take time off when you're sick, being physically active, take time to be intimate, get enough sleep, take vacations, wear clothes you like, take day trips or mini vacations. And for each section, I'm just going to tell you one or two for me personally that I just really want to work on. One would probably be just the overall physical activity, exercising. That's something that I really want to have more consistently, just as far as my physical health, but also because I always feel better mentally when I am physically active. And then the second thing is probably for me is get enough sleep. That's something that I struggle with. I tend to be a night owl living a morning person's world, being a teacher, so I stay up too late and then I have to get up early for work and I just don't get enough sleep. So sleep and exercising is definitely something that I want to work on as far as physical self-care. The next section is psychological self-care, and it's talking about, hey, look at the first thing, what we're doing right now. Make time for self-reflection. What we're doing right now is super important. Make time to just check in with yourself, and if you feel like things aren't going the way that you want them to be going, then why is that, and figure out what you can do to change it. Write in a journal, go to therapy if you need to go to therapy. Coping strategies. This is what I teach my 4-year-olds. How do you cope with stress? And what I try to teach my 4-year-olds is sometimes things that I need to practice myself. Go out and do something new. I like this one. Improve ability to say no to extra responsibilities. So I'm one of those people who just tries to help out all the time, but sometimes I get myself a little bit just too overwhelmed. So this is probably something that I need to work on, is making sure that I'm not overextending myself to other people and making time for myself. And then I would also say just more time for self-reflection, what I'm doing right now, focusing on what I need to work on and, not overwhelming myself with the rest. The next subcategory is emotional self-care. And let's see, allow time, with others, maintain contact with valued others, love self, read favorite book, identify, engage in comforting activities, allow for feeling expression, laugh, cry. So take time to cry it out if you need it. For me, I would say love self. It's something that I promote on my channel all the time, but sometimes I can get into a bit of a rut, and especially when it comes to my physical self and how I look, sometimes I can be really hard on myself. So love self is always one for me. And then I would say another thing I want to work on is reading and watching movies. I think that always would be beneficial for me, and I just don't read enough. So reading, and what was the other one I said? And love self, for sure, self-love. All right, another subcategory is spiritual self-care. So allow time for reflection, spend time with nature, love that. Open to inspiration, participate in a spiritual community, cherish own optimism and hope. Be aware of non-material aspects of life. Love that. Meditate, pray. Really, these are really some of the core ways that I use to cope with stress and that type of thing, and just engage in self-care. I love to spend time in nature, so I'll go to the beach if I'm feeling overwhelmed, especially the beach, my favorite place. Meditate. I use Headspace. I try to use it once a day, but that's one thing I want to be better about. So one thing I want to work on is meditating more. If I can do once a day, like at least for 10 minutes, that'd be great. And then I would just say maybe spend time with nature. Just more of that is always beneficial for me. Okay, and then the last subcategory, it's split up onto 2 pages, so I'll show you this page first. Sorry for the paper crinkling. Workplace or professional self-care. Allow for breaks during the workday, engage with coworkers, provide yourself quiet time, quiet space. Yeah, it's really hard to do when you have 24 4-year-olds. Participate in projects that are rewarding, set limits and boundaries with your colleagues, balance your work caseload, arrange workspace for comfort, maintain regular supervision or consultation, negotiate needs, and participate in peer support group. I really like this, especially as a teacher. It can be really challenging to balance your self-care when you're caring for everybody else, especially when you have the little ones who need so much help with everything. So what I would say for me, for sure, I would say one of the things that I am severely lacking at my job is providing yourself with a quiet time space to complete tasks. I don't get a lot of quiet time ever at my job, so just having some quiet time would be good, just to kind of take it easy and not be so flustered all day. And then I would just say another thing I can work on is I think just balancing workload and just balancing that with my life. Towards the end of the year, it gets really stressful as I'm a special ed teacher, and I just get a lot of paperwork. So just balancing it all, getting ahead of it, and not letting it pile up. All right, I'm gonna come back to you in just 1 second. So now you got a really good look at the self-care checklist. I hope that you use this or use something like this to just take time to self-reflect on how you can just be better at self-care and where you should focus your energy. No one's gonna get 5s on all of them. That's would be really hard to do, and it feels like all your time would be spent on self-care. But if you just spend a little bit of time every day doing some of these things to make your life better, it will make your life better. So take time to self-reflect and see where you are with self-care so that you can make better changes and overall feel better. And then at the end of our training, they gave us this little card that says, my personal commitments to self-care include, and they told us to pick 2 from the whole list. So for me, the 2 that I picked are make time for exercise and meditate more. For me, exercise has always been such a good way for me to get my stress out. It makes me feel strong. It makes me feel good about myself. And I just need to do it more, and I need to be consistent. I'm pretty lazy when it comes to going to the gym and going to exercise. So just getting past that laziness. And one thing that I'm going to do to help that is I'm actually going to join CrossFit, because I feel like I need that camaraderie. I need that kind of team effort, accountability, all that. So that's going to be one of my other episodes, exercise, self-care. I'm going to join CrossFit. We're going to try that out. So that's definitely something I'm going to do. And then meditate more. Like I said before, I want to try to do at least 1 meditation a day with Headspace, and I always feel so much better after that. So that's going to be it for this episode. Episode 4 was all about self-reflection and taking some time to think about where you are with self-care and how you can make some positive changes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're enjoying my series, and check out some of the other videos. Also, check out my channel. There's a variety of videos on there, not just self-care. I like to think of myself as a variety channel, and I just put up whatever I'm feeling like it. And right now, my focus is self-care, and you know, the options are endless. You really can take that and run with it with self-care. So it's just going to be mixing it up and those kinds of things. So for this episode, that's it. Take time to self-reflect and take better care of you. With that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. Take care of yourself and love yourself. Bye, guys. Oh, wait, I totally forgot to say, if you're not an official Roxstar yet, click that subscribe button. Yeah, now you guys can have a great day. All right, bye.